All right, what's up, guys? We should be live. Talk through this little 3-game Thursday slate. This is going to be a very interesting slate because there's a lot of questionable news right now, a lot of big question marks, and they all come in the late game. So we have 3 games tonight. 2 of them start at 7:30, when the slate locks. And then there's one late night game. And in the late night game, we got a lot of injury news to watch on the Pacers side. Domantas Sabonis already was ruled out. I was kind of expecting this to happen given that, he hurt his ankle yesterday. They said it was a significant injury. So Sabonis is out, which was kind of expected. But now LeVert and Brogdon are both questionable. So this is huge news that, man, it's really going to change the whole dynamic of this game if, especially on the Pacers side, if LeVert and Brogdon don't play. There's going to be a ton of value from Indiana. You're going to be looking at guys like Chris Duarte, Lance Stevenson, Kiefer Sykes, Goga, O'Shea Brissett. There are just so many guys here that are cheap, that are going to have to play minutes. Obviously, this is a game that has a lot of blowout risk, but I still think you're going to see most of these guys play in a blowout. They're going to be really shorthanded. For now, I'm expecting LeVert to play. I think Brogdon has a good chance to sit. I think LeVert's going to play, though. So I'm building my lineups expecting LeVert to play and Brogdon to be out, which I think makes LeVert look great because, man, LeVert's usage is just going to be massive. The only issue is that, if this game does get ugly, obviously LeVert will not play in a blowout. They're going to sit him very quickly. But if the Pacers can keep this game close and LeVert can get his full minutes, like, he could crush here with so much opportunity. He's going to just be the primary ball handler. He's going to get all the usage, basically. So I would really like LeVert if he plays. If Brogdon plays, I wouldn't be as high on him just because I think he's going to still be limited. But LeVert's going to be a strong option. And then with Sabonis out now, definitely like Goga. We talked about Goga in the video yesterday. I'm expecting Goga to start at center. Goga's he's always been a really good producer when he's gotten minutes. I think Goga would play in a blowout as well, probably. I think even if this game got ugly, like, Goga would probably still be out there. So I feel really good about him if he is starting. I think he's one of the better value plays on this slate. Like him quite a bit now that Sabonis is out. And then I think Sabonis being out opens up more minutes for O'Shea Brissett, who is viable now. Maybe Torrey Craig plays more. Torrey Craig played a lot yesterday. We'll have to see, if they give him the similar minutes that he got yesterday. I think they kind of wanted him out there guarding LeBron yesterday. Does he play 31 minutes again today? I don't know, but I definitely think Goga, Brissett are the values. Duarte, especially if one of LeVert or Brogdon sits, is going to look really good. And then I definitely like LeVert if he plays. There's for sure a lot to like from Indiana. Whether or not LeVert and Brogdon play, that's to be determined. But you're going to have to try and save some spots in your lineup and be ready to late swap. This is one of those slates where once we get this Pacers news, you're going to need to start adjusting your lineups. Whether that means getting LeVert in or taking LeVert out, getting some of this value in. It's going to be definitely a slate where you have to pay attention. So if you guys have questions, we'll try and answer all the questions, talk through this slate. We'll be live till about 7 Eastern. So for the next 20 to 25 minutes, you guys can start throwing questions in chat. I'll try and get them all answered. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. As always, if you have not yet, hit the like button. Always appreciate the likes, guys. If you're new, hit the subscribe button as well. We're on the road to 25,000 subscribers. We'll be there sooner rather than later, about 500 subscribers away. If you have not hit that sub button yet, please do hit that subscribe button. Gabe says, I need a guard less than 5K. If you're looking for a guard less than 5K, you're probably going to be looking to Duarte. Because I think Duarte, probably is going to benefit here regardless. And obviously, by some chance, if LeVert or Brogdon sit, or if they both sit, Duarte is going to be a very, very good value play. So, yeah, Duarte is probably your best bet there. Duarte or Sykes, if LeVert and Brogdon are out, I would probably go with Duarte, but I feel like both would look really good. I think Sykes would probably play in a blowout too. So, like, Sykes, man, I feel good about him. Lance Stevenson, if they give Lance Stevenson minutes, like, we know when Lance Stevenson's on the court, he's going to chuck. He's not afraid to shoot the ball. It's just, there's going to be so much value from the Pacers if LeVert and Brogdon both sit. You're just going to have to play some of these guys. Between Duarte or Sykes, I would play Duarte, but I think both would look really good. Noah, should I start Cam Johnson? I'm not that high on Cam Johnson. He came back last game, but only played like 18 minutes off the bench. He's still pretty expensive. He's $4,600. I just don't know how much Cam Johnson really plays. First game back, last game played 20 minutes off the bench. He could get like 25 minutes today, but at $4,600, I think Cam Johnson's price where he should be. He was really good whenever Jay Crowder was out. Cam Johnson was starting then and was getting good minutes. Now that Jay Crowder's back, Cam Johnson not a guy I'm that interested in. Greetings, everyone. Hit the like and let's get it. Hey, let's get it, Robert. Let's get it, my man. Booker, J-Val, Porzingis, or Ingram. Give me Devin Booker there. Like it up for the GOAT, Noah. Hey, appreciate you, Jace. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. Hit the like button if you have not yet. Chris Duarte, we kind of talked about Duarte. I think regardless of if Brogdon or LeVert play, I think Duarte's solid. By some chance, if one of those two or if both of Brogdon and LeVert sit, then Duarte is going to look great. So, Duarte's a good value regardless, I think. And his value will just look even, or his value projection, it'll just go up even more if Brogdon or LeVert sit, one of the two. I think there's a good chance Brogdon doesn't play. I'd be surprised if LeVert sits, but we'll see. Let's get it, Noah. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Look, Luka, LeVert, Duarte, Kuminga, McGee, Steph, Justin Holiday, Goga. I think that's a very solid lineup, Bill. I think it's very solid. I will say that, so if you are playing LeVert, kind of know what you're going to swap to if LeVert gets ruled out. So I have my lineup set right now, and I have LeVert. I'm playing LeVert in my lineup right now. But in some scenario, LeVert doesn't play. I've already figured out what I'm going to swap to. So just, if you are playing LeVert, know what swaps you're going to make if he does get ruled out. Harder Kimba. I would take, that's a close one. I would take Kimba straight up, but that's really close. We think about chances Pacers go small, Craig Brissett versus Bataze. I mean, I think we will see some minutes with Brissett at center. I'm expecting Goga to start at center, but I think they will play like Brissett a good amount, maybe as the backup 5. I think there's a chance Brissett could start at the 4, and then Goga starts at the 5. Both those guys, Brissett and Goga, are going to be good values. But yeah, they're definitely could. I don't think Goga is going to play like 36 minutes or anything, but he doesn't need to play 36 minutes. He's a good point per minute player. If he gets 25 minutes, Goga could put up 30, 35 fantasy points in 25 minutes. So I feel really good about him regardless. Kimba or Chris Paul? I would say Chris Paul if you have a salary. Luka or Steph? Give me Luka. Just got work, able to listen to would you play McGee and Bismack in the same lineup to be different? I don't think I'd do that, Michael. I know last game Bismack did really well, McGee not so much. I have a hard time seeing both Bismack and McGee putting up really good scores to where they're both in the winning lineup. Because like you have Goga, who's a really good value center. Like so, if you're playing McGee and Bismack in the same lineup, then that means you're not playing Goga. And I think Goga could easily outscore one of those guys, if not both. I don't think I'd do that personally, but it is a 3-game slate. You know, if you want to do it, like I think it's okay on a 3-game slate. I just see like I think in order for that to work, like you would need McGee to play 24 minutes and put up like 30. You would need Bismack to play the other 24 minutes and put up like 30, which could happen, but yeah, I'm not that big of a fan of it. Kleber or Brissett? I would take Brissett. You think we'll get Pacers news before other games? I don't think so. It's a 10 o'clock game. We're not going to find out about the Pacers until like 9 o'clock, probably, maybe even like 9:30. We're not going to get this news before lock, so you're just going to have to wait for it and just adjust accordingly whenever the news hits. Again, I think the most likely scenario is LeVert plays and Brogdon sits, but we'll see. And then you said Ingram or Randall. I would take Julius Randle. Joval or LeVert. I would take LeVert, but again, like that's kind of risky just because we don't know that LeVert's playing. So if you do play LeVert, like what's the best swap you could make? I mean, you could always like let's say LeVert gets ruled out and then Brogdon plays. Like I guess you could swap to Brogdon, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So like if you have LeVert in your lineup in the util, I mean, if you're looking just for a direct pivot, your next best direct pivot's going to be Andrew Wiggins. So, like, that's why I think you're probably going to want to leave at least, like, 2 or 3 spots open. Like, right now in my lineup, I think I have 4 guys in this late game, maybe 3. So that way I can, like, mix and match things. I can move stuff around. I can upgrade it one spot, downgrade another spot if, things don't go the way I expect them to. So, like, if you have just LeVert in your lineup, and that's the only player you have in the late game, then yeah, you're kind of in trouble if he gets ruled out, because then you're just going to have to like direct swap to Andrew Wiggins, which I don't know if you want to do that. The safe play might just be to roll J-Val for now. McGee, Biyombo, or Goga? I think Goga is my favorite of the 3. I think Goga's upside is big time here, especially if they start him. If he gets mid to high 20s minutes, I feel really good about Goga. And I think Goga would play in a blowout too. Herbert Jones, I mean, I think Herbert Jones is fine. He's pretty cheap. He's going to play good minutes. On this slate, is Herbert Jones like my favorite value play? No, but I think he's definitely in play. I expect him to be pretty low owned, so if you want to go there for low ownership, I think it's fine. Like any overs on prize picks, a few picks I like for today. In the earlier games, Devin Booker's points I like quite a bit, over 24.5, and then over on Brandon Ingram, 21.5 points. So both Ingram and Booker points, those are 2 picks I took earlier on prize picks that I like. Have 2 of those 4 in one of my entries. We were able to get a big win on prize picks last night. Hopefully we can do it again tonight. We were able to win a little 4-pick power. I did give out the over on Bam fantasy points and the over on Kyrie assist on the stream yesterday. So if you guys took those hit. And then we had Joel Embiid's points. Obviously that smashed, and LaMelo assist. He got 10 assists. We needed 7. Hit a 4-pick power last night. We needed that one badly because it's been a little slump on prize picks lately, but we got a win last night. Hopefully do it again tonight. Devin Booker points, though, and Brandon Ingram points, both overs. I like a good amount on prize picks if you want to take those. Okay, Devontae Graham is available to play. Okay, I kind of expected that. But if you had some interest in Jose Alvarado, I would say, probably no more interest in Jose Alvarado now that Devontae Graham's playing. What players are you targeting above 8K? I mean, above 8K, you're looking to like Devin Booker, Julius Randle, Luka, probably my 3 favorites. Any interest in Kuminga? Yeah, I think Kuminga is a really good value. Kuminga is going to start in place of Draymond. They're going to keep him in the starting lineup until Draymond comes back. Kuminga is going to play in a blowout too. We saw them play Kuminga in a blowout last game against Detroit. Feel really good about Kuminga. And he got into foul trouble last game and still did really well. So yeah, I think Kuminga is a very, very good value. I think Goga gets close to 22 to 26 minutes. I'm expecting that to be a route where he plays. Right now, his minutes projection is 23. I think mid 20s is pretty likely. Could he get high 20s? It's possible. But he won't need but 20, 22 minutes to really put up a good score at his salary. And any extra minutes he gets is just the cherry on top. Curry, Doncic, or Randall, give me Luka just straight up there. Torrey Craig, a good play. I mean, Torrey Craig played a lot yesterday. I think that was just to guard LeBron. Does Torrey Craig play a lot in this matchup? I don't know. Like, I think they could play O'Shea Brissett a little bit more. I'm not as high on Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig's projecting pretty well as like a value play, but Torrey Craig's a guy that I just, don't have that much interest in. I think I'd rather go to like O'Shea Brissett, Chris Duarte, those guys. Brunson, Hart, or Walker, give me Kimba there. I'd be surprised if either play, to be honest. Yeah, this is a spot where, I mean, the Pacers could literally just like punt this game. I mean, the Pacers know they're going to lose this game. They're like 13-point dogs right now. They could definitely just say, screw it. We're just going to sit LeVert. We're going to sit Brogdon and let all these young guys play just because we're going to lose this game regardless. That is a possibility, I guess. But for now, I mean, we're just kind of guessing. I'm assuming LeVert plays, Brogdon doesn't. But we'll see. Booker or LeVert? The safe play is probably just to roll with Booker for now. But if we knew LeVert was playing, I think that would be a close one. But I would just go with Booker. Luka or Randall, give me Luka. Holiday or Kuminga, give me Kuminga. Porzingis or J-Val, give me J-Val. Best utility below 3,400. I mean, you're probably looking to like one of these Pacers guys. So if Brogdon and LeVert sit, you could go to Kiefer Sykes if you could find $100 to get up to him, because he'd be a really good value play. Who else does the Pacers have? I want to say there's someone down here that's playable. I guess Jeremy Lamb. In a scenario, Brogdon and LeVert both sit, you could go to Jeremy Lamb. Yeah, that's probably like your best bet. You're looking into a Pacer if you're going that cheap. Crowder or THJ? Give me Tim Hardaway, I guess. Don't love either one of those guys. Booker, Ingram, Duarte, Randall, McGee, Hart, Kuminga, Thompson. I think that's solid, Ryan. I think that's solid. Lee or Iguodala? Jesus. Between Damian Lee or Iguodala, I guess I'd take Iguodala, but man, I don't. Honestly, I'd probably take Damian Lee, because like if the game blows out, Damian Lee probably plays it in a blowout. Iguodala probably doesn't, so maybe Damian Lee's your best bet there. No, should I play a center for the Pacers? I mean, if Goga starts a center, he's one of my favorite values today, so I like Goga quite a bit if he starts. And you could play him if you want to. What about Duarte or Clay? So Clay's going to play like 22, 24 minutes. He's gotten a lot of usage when he's been on the court. Like, he's been really productive in those limited minutes, but I still think Clay's ceiling is just kind of capped because he's only going to play like 22, 24 minutes. Duarte, on the other hand, could get like mid to high 30s minutes, especially if Brogdon and LeVert don't play. So I would take Duarte over Clay. Any love for Kuminga? Yeah, we talked about Kuminga. I think he's a really good value. He's going to start. He's going to play regardless of if the game gets ugly or not. He'll play in a blowout. Feel really good about Kuminga. What do you think about stacking up on the Phoenix-Dallas game? I mean, I guess you could do that. I would want to leave some spots open, though, for this late game. Because, if these Pacers guys get ruled out, there's going to be a lot of value from the Pacers. If you just play, if all your players are coming from the early games, I think that's a mistake. I think you want to have some spots open for this late game. Curry, Ingram, or Randall? I mean, I'll probably go Julius Randle there. You like NAW? Now that Devontae Graham's playing, probably not. Like, I don't think I'd be on NAW with Devontae Graham playing. No, thanks for Kyrie and Bam last night. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. We hit on Kyrie over assist. We hit on Bam over fantasy points. 2 picks I gave out earlier, if you want to hit those, are over on Booker and Brandon Ingram points. So those are 2 picks I like for prize picks tonight. Hopefully we can go 2 for 2 again. And if you want all my prize picks plays, my entries, the entries that I'm playing myself, I do give all those out on Patreon. You can check it out. It's linked down below in the description. Thoughts on JTA? Man, I don't think I'd play JTA. They've been playing Kuminga over JTA. Like, JTA, he started that one game that Draymond was out, and then ever since then, it's just, like, no playing time for JTA. Like, I don't even know how much he played last game in a blowout. He played 15 minutes, so, like, I just don't think I'd go there. Ingram or Booker? I would take Devin Booker. McGee or Bismack? I still lean McGee, just because I think McGee's going to start. I think McGee plays a few more minutes. I think the most likely scenario is McGee plays 25, 26 minutes. Bismack plays 20, 22. But that's just, obviously, like, McGee could get in foul trouble. Bismack could play more in that scenario. I still think McGee's the better play, though. Kimba and Brissett or Duarte and Holiday? I would take Kimba and Brissett there. First of all, thanks, Noah, for all your hard work. Do you think they let Klay play over 22 minutes today and let him shoot? I mean, I don't think Klay... I mean, Klay's going to play like 23, 24 minutes. They're not going to push Klay. Now, Klay has been playing some in blowouts just because they kind of want to keep his, keep his legs good, keep his conditioning up to par. I think Klay plays like 23, 24 minutes. I don't see him getting like 28. So I think the range of his minutes is like 20 to 24 probably. Maybe he gets 25, maybe 26, but that's pushing it. They're going to ease Klay back, man. They don't have any reason to play Klay 32 minutes in these regular season games. They want Klay healthy for the playoffs. So, Kimba or Hart? Again, I would take Kimba there, Ricky, but I think that's a close one. How much is too much to leave on the table if LeVert doesn't play? I mean, you still want to be building out the best lineup you can. Like, you want to be making the best swaps you can. In a scenario where like you have LeVert in your lineup and that's the only player you have in the late game, if LeVert gets ruled out, then you're probably just going to swap to like Andrew Wiggins. I mean, I wouldn't swap LeVert to Duarte, even though Duarte would be a really good play. Without LeVert, without Brogdon, like Andrew Wiggins still projects better than Duarte, so you probably would play like Duarte, or you play Wiggins in that scenario. I mean, I wouldn't be leaving like $2,000, $3,000 on the table unless you're like forced to. That's why I'm saying you want to have a couple players in this late game. I think just you want to be able to move multiple spots around instead of just having to make one direct pivot. Chris Paul or Porzingis? I would say Chris Paul. Any love for Bismack? Again, like I think Bismack plays 22 minutes. Whatever minutes JaVale McGee doesn't play, that's what Bismack will get probably. Could Bismack play more? It's a possibility, especially like if McGee gets in foul trouble or something. But I'm not that high on Bismack, and I think after his big game last game, like he might be over-owned today. How many spots would you leave open for the Pacers game? I mean, there's a lot of viable plays, so I think 3-4 guys in that game is totally fine. And if guys get ruled out, then you can just kind of move stuff around. You can maybe play a bunch of value plays and then jam in Steph. Not saying I love Steph today, but if you had a salary to get Steph in, you could do that. Like, let's say you have LeVert and Goga and Duarte, and maybe you have Klay in your lineup. Maybe if LeVert gets ruled out, you bump LeVert up to Steph, and then you play a bunch of value after that, because there's going to be a lot of value from the Pacers if LeVert doesn't play. Same, if Brogdon doesn't play either. 6,700 util. Let's take a look. Probably go Josh Hart or Kimba there. Probably Kimba, I guess. Either Kimba or Josh Hart would be my pick there. Kuminga or Duarte. I would lean Kuminga, but I think if LeVert and Brogdon don't play, then I think I would take Duarte over Kuminga. And both those guys are in the late game, so you'll be able to make a swap there if you have to. I would say for now, just go Kuminga, but if LeVert and Brogdon get ruled out, I would swap to Duarte, I think. Hart or Kimba? Again, give me Kimba. Josh Hart or Alec Burks? Give me Josh Hart. With Kimba back, I have no interest in Alec Burks. Alec Burks went back to the bench last game and played like 18 minutes or something, 20 minutes, I want to say. Let me see. Yeah, he played 17 minutes. Yeah, I have zero interest in Alec Burks at his price now that Kemba's back. Should I play Klay Thompson? I mean, we talked about Klay. I think Klay's ceiling is a little bit capped just because he's only going to play like 23, 24 minutes. Could he go for 35 in 24 minutes? It's totally possible. I think he did it last game. But it's really hard for Klay to go out there and put up a score that you have to have when he's only playing 22, 24 minutes. So I think Klay's a fine, low-owned play, but he's not someone I'm jamming in personally. Barrett or Hart? That's a close one. Give me RJ Barrett, but that's a really close one. Do you favor McGee over Biyombo? I do prefer McGee over Biyombo. Bielitsa or Jackson Hayes? I'd probably take Bielitsa, I guess, if I had to. Go with one of those guys. Kemba or Duarte? Kemba straight up if you have the salary. Thoughts on minutes for Bataze? Yeah, I think Bataze starts. I think he plays low 20s. I think, mid to high 20s is possible, but I think if he's starting, we can project him for 22, 24 minutes, which at his price point, given how good of a producer he is, 22, 24 minutes is enough for him to, put up a really good score at his salary. So Goga's going to be a good value if he starts. If he doesn't start, I'd be a little hesitant, but he's going to have to play some because without Sabonis, I mean, there's a lot of minutes available in the front court. Obviously, Miles Turner's out as well. Randall and Stevenson or Doncic and Iguodala? I'd go Randall and Stevenson, I guess. I think Lance, if Brogdon and LeVert don't play, I think Lance will be a pretty good value as well. But like if Brogdon and LeVert both play, I don't know if I'd be playing Lance then. I'd probably still take. I just don't really like Iguodala. I never play Iguodala, so I'd probably just take the first. Would you play Brissett and Goga together? Yeah, I think you can do that, especially if like they both start. If they both start, I feel pretty good about them, playing decent minutes. Just hopefully, hopefully it's not like Goga's the starting center and then Brissett's just like the backup center. I would assume they're gonna play like they'll play those guys alongside each other. So I think you can play them together. You think Kemba's minutes go back to normal? I mean, he played 30 minutes last game, so I think his minutes are back to normal. I was surprised he played as much as he did in his first game back from injury, and they played him 30 minutes last game, so I think Kemba gets 30 minutes again, if not more. So I feel pretty good about Kemba. Booker or Ingram? I'll take a Devin Booker straight up. All right, guys, I think we answered everyone's questions. It's a short slate, a little 3-gamer, but there was a lot to talk about, especially in this late game. There's a lot of question marks right now. You're just going to have to pay attention to news after lock. Just be ready. Whenever we get news on LeVert and Brogdon, just, if they play, how are you going to adjust your lineups? If they get ruled out, what changes are you going to make? It's a slate where you're going to have to pay attention, especially, in this late game. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I wish you the best of luck tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. A big slate tomorrow. I think we got 11 games tomorrow. So I will be back an hour before lock tomorrow to see all you guys then. Wish you the best of luck tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, fellas. Peace.